What if I told you that some of the biggest celebrities in the world tried to warn us about corruption, control, and hidden agendas only to get silenced? You see, when someone becomes too powerful, too influential, they don't just get ignored, they get erased and labeled as crazy. They get taken out in ways that seems very convenient. But if you start connecting the dots, you notice a pattern. This isn't just about fame, it's about control. And today I'm going to show you how celebrities have been silenced in their acts to warn us about the evil intentions of the elites. Let's start with one of the most legendary figures in the music history, Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson wasn't just a pop star, he had a global phenomenon. But beneath the fame and the moonwalks, Michael was a man deeply aware of the forces controlling the entertainment industry, and as time went on, he started speaking out. In 2002, Michael called out Sony Music and its executives, openly accusing them of exploiting artists and discarding them when they were no longer useful. He even referred to Tommy Mottola, the head of Sony, as devilish. This was not just a disagreement over contracts. Michael was exposing something much deeper. He believed that the music industry was run by powerful individuals who controlled not only artists' career, but also their personal lives. He talked about a system that manipulated public perception, turned artists into puppets, and punished those who refused to play along. He sang about it in his song, "They Don't Care About Us." A song that was quickly deemed as controversial. Michael wasn't just talking about racism or social injustice. He was talking about the system. He was telling us in plain sight that powerful forces didn't care about humanity. They only care about control. And then suddenly, he was gone.
Michael Jackson, the king of pop.
The king of pop has died.
Arrested and was not breathing at the house.
His death in 2009 was officially ruled out as a drug overdose, but Michael already predicted that he would be taken out. He told his friends and family they were trying to kill him. His sister LaToya Jackson even went on record saying that Michael was murdered.
I knew something terrible would happen at the end, not to mention the fact that Michael constantly told me, "LaToya, if I die, they're going to murder me, they're going to kill me." He would tell me that, Barbara, and that's when Michael passed. When I found out he had actually passed, I said, "No, it wasn't an accident. He was murdered."
Your brother was murdered.
I always believed that from day one. I said, "I'm not going to accept anything else, Barbara." They could have told me a heart attack. They could have told me he had fallen off a ladder, and I would have said, "No, it's not a heart attack. He was murdered."
Coincidence? Maybe. But Michael Jackson isn't the only artist who predicted his own death. Tupac Shakur was not just a rapper, he was a revolutionary. He was a poet, a thinker, and above all, a threat. Unlike most artists who stayed in their lane, Tupac openly spoke about government corruption, police brutality, and the hidden hands behind the entertainment industry. He called out record labels for exploiting black artists. He warned us about the prison industrial complex and how the system was designed to keep certain people in power while keeping others in chains. He didn't just say this in his interview, he put it in his music. In his song, "They Don't Give a Fuck About Us,"
They don't give a fuck about us. They don't give a fuck about us.
Tupac laid it all out. Some say they expect Illuminati, take my body in sleep. He knew that people were watching him, that they were waiting for the right moment to strike. He even spoke about his own deaths. In one of his last interviews, Tupac said, "I'm saying it straight, I know who's pulling the strings. And when you talk like this, they come after you." And then in 1996, he was shot in a drive-by shooting in Las Vegas. Officially, it was labeled as gang-related killings, but the details never add up. No arrests, no real investigations, just a rushed narrative that fits a bigger agenda. Was Tupac just another victim of street violence? Or was he taken out because he was waking people up? You might be thinking Michael Jackson and Tupac were calling out serious issues, but what about Britney Spears? What could a pop princess have to say about corruption? The truth is, Britney Spears is one of the most blatant examples of a celebrity being controlled. From 2008 to 2021, Britney was placed under a conservatorship. That meant she had no control over her money, over her career, or even her personal life. But why? Britney wasn't suffering from severe mental illness. She was suffering from being aware. She tried to tell us through cryptic Instagram posts, hidden messages in her songs, and even her chilling court testimony. Britney revealed that she was being manipulated, drugged, and silenced. She wasn't even allowed to have a phone without supervision. She wasn't allowed to speak freely, and every time she tried to fight back, she was painted as unstable. This is how the system works. The moment a celebrity tries to break free, they are either eliminated, like Michael and Tupac, or they are discredited, like Britney. Now let's look at Kanye West, the guy who's now a Nazi. Love him or hate him, he's never been afraid to speak his mind. But in recent years, his outbursts have been met with swift backlash. He's called the music industry, Hollywood elites, and the media corporations for their control over narratives. He has said things that have made people uncomfortable because the truth is uncomfortable. And what happened? He lost his deals. He lost billions overnight, and he was labeled as crazy. We've seen this pattern time and time again. Celebrities rise to power, they start questioning the system, and then they're taken down. So the question is, who's next? And more importantly, why is this happening? The answer is simple. When you control the voice that influences the masses, you control everything. And those who refuse to be controlled, well, you can tell what's happening already. So the question is, who's next? And more importantly, why is this happening?